Hey there, commercial construction coffee talk fans. My name's David Corson. I'm the publisher editor of Commercial Construction and Renovation magazine. I'm also your host of Commercial Construction Coffee Talk. Thanks for chiming in and finding us on the web. Hope everybody's having a great week. It's almost fall season down here in the South. We got football playing, college football, SEC. I'm in Atlanta, so I'm down here in the South. SEC's king, and the Bulldogs are getting on the field. Georgia Tech just beat the Noles, so everybody's going crazy in town. And remember, wash your hands, don't touch your face, be safe out there. Looks like the corona thing is starting to spike down and calm down, and hope the election's coming up in less than 50 days. Can't wait for it to be over. I'm sick of looking at all these political ads. Ay, ay, ay. May the best man win, and let's move on. So today, got an awesome guest. As you all know, I'm a sports guy. Played hockey, lacrosse, prep school, college. I still play in the old guys league. And today, I've got an NHLer. His name is Mr. Brian Propp. Played for several teams, mainly the Philadelphia Flyers. Say hi, Brian, to our guests out there.
How you doing today?
Hey, we're welcome to see you and so forth. Scoot down a little. We don't want your head cut off a little there. There you go. Brian played for the Flyers, and now he's actually gotten into commercial real estate. He's got a cigar brand. He does some other things. So we're going to have a really nice chat here about his life and his story, and where he was, where he came from, where he is now. And I think you're going to thoroughly enjoy the discussion. So with that, Brian, as always, as a guest, you have to tell your story. So you can't leave any skeletons out of the closet. We want to know all the good stuff. So the floor is yours. Tell us about yourself.
All right. Yeah. So my name is Brian Propp, and I played 15 years in the NHL for 11 years with the Philadelphia Flyers, a little bit with Boston, and then 3 years at Minnesota, and then Hartford, and then I finished in France. But I grew up in Saskatchewan, Canada, with a small town of 300 people. My dad was a Lutheran minister. I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. We were all 13 months apart. So we had our own hockey team. And
Nice.
At that time, with the 300 people, you didn't have time. All you had to do was skate and play hockey and go to school. So when I was 15, I played for the Melville Millionaires. So I tell people that I was a millionaire once.
Yeah, there you go.
And that year, when I was 15, I broke all the scoring records in the South Saskatchewan Hockey League. And then I played 3 years for the Brandon Wheat Kings, where we in the Western Hockey League. And then I got drafted by the Flyers in 1979 when there was one league. It was just the NHL. So that's why, at the start, I know that, it was a little different because in 1980, there was 4 teams from Philadelphia that went into the finals, and the only one team won, but we lost to the Islanders in game 6. And it was different at that time because it was number 1 against number 16. That's why it met like that. But now it's the conferences are different, so you kind of battle yourself. But, I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy, that to talk with you, especially from Saskatchewan. I've been here the last 41 years now in South Jersey, and I still love it.
Well, myself, I went to the Petty School, so I'm from Philly. I ended up at the Petty School in Hightstown. Like I said, was a 4-year boarder there, played hockey, lacrosse. We had an outdoor rink. Well, we talked before. I used to go up to Canada every summer and do hockey school. So as soon as I could walk, my parents put me on skates and skis. And, that was my thing. And I just wanted to play professional hockey. That was my gig. And like we were talking before, I said, hey, I got my hockey digest. So that's where I want to go to hockey school. And I lived and breathed hockey. I didn't even pick up a lacrosse stick until I was, I think, a sophomore in prep school. And I tell some of my friends, I say, you know what? I think I was born in the wrong country because, Canada's hockey and lacrosse.
Yeah.
And, Saskatchewan, they got the Rush up there, the indoor, they're always up there at the top of the league for the NLL. So, uh, I just, it's one of those things. And I still skate and play on the lax screen today. So, when one of my clients said that they knew you and that you would come on the program, I was ecstatic just to be able to talk. I could actually transition it into, a business thing. So after you got off the ice in the frozen pond, tell us how what you did from there once your hockey career was over.
Yeah, so like after I retired from the Flyers for 15 years and played a year in France, I built the Medford Ice Rink in Medford, New Jersey, where I ran the rink for 3 years. And then I got the job with the Flyers as a color analyst for the Philadelphia Flyers for 9 years, every game, and regular and playoff. And so I was forward for that. And then I went to the Judge Group, which is staffing all over U.S. and Canada, and I was helped them with build the company, and then the last 6 years I've been working with Wolf Commercial Real Estate in New Jersey. We're in Marlton, and we have an office in Philadelphia, and but we connect with CoreFox. They have 75 offices across the world. And so that's why we are known a little bit better, because we know everybody in the US that we can refer them to.
So, making the transition from being a professional athlete, on the ice, going into the business world, how much of a shock was it?
Well, it still is, you still have to work hard, because in the 80s, we didn't make that much money. I mean, I started the first 5 years, I was playing with Bob Clark and Reggie Leach, and then I moved to Paul Holmgren and Linsman, and then Kerr and Poulin, and then Howe and McCrimmon. And yeah, so like we played longer in those years because we didn't make much money, but we were closer. Though now it's every team across the world has a team, and they want to get into the NHL. But it's like everything. You do what you can, and as long as you're consistent. I was a really good consistent goal scorer, because I had 425 goals and almost over 1,000 points in my regular season. And then in the playoffs, I did really well at that too. But it's like how to prepare so that you know what everybody has to do. You work hard, you're a team player, and you give back. And so that's what I've always been trying to do.
Yeah, there's no I in team. So, it's all about teamwork. You need people to help you, whether it's on the ice or on the lax field or in business. You can't do it all yourself. I mean, maybe Wayne Gretzky could do it all himself, but he still needed some help. Whether it was Messier or so forth. It was one of those things. I mean, teamwork, getting things done, and having a goal that everybody's on the same page to reach. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And here at our Wolf Commercial Real Estate, we have a lot of athletes that we have in the office. And the way I work with my boss Jason Wolf is that I get some spots for them, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of use my name to promote it a little better, and then we'll use another broker in our office and to do the work, and then we'll split the commission. And it's all commercial, it's sales, leasing, industrial. Industrial is really big right now because the money is cheap, and the retail is a little off. But there's always ways to get better. But our office does a really good job of promoting everything. We control over 100 URLs with the different towns that we have, and we pop in #1 for Google all the time. We post twice a day the properties that we have. So that way we stay in front of people that need space. And so if they want to talk with us, I'd be happy to, give my website.
As far as square footage in the properties, are they regional? Are they national? Worldwide?
Well, we mostly live in New Jersey, so most New Jersey we do that, and Philadelphia we're growing the 5 counties, but we can work all across the U.S. I know that Jason Wolf has done a lot of national jobs, and so by having a company like Corfox that has 75 offices, we connect with them too. So we get known a lot better. And so it's all real good.
So let's talk about staying with the real estate gig. We also kind of throw the sports in there as well. The year started out, everything was humming. It was going to be one of the greatest years ever. Pandemic comes, country gets shut down, sports get shut down, everything kind of like basically stops. I always say it's like I was got hit with a 2x4 with rusty nails, and I was down for the count. And you don't know, you get I work out of my house, so I'm used to being hunkered down. But it for a lot of people it was it was different in 2008 when the crash happened. Restaurants were still open, things were still going on, but here everything just basically stopped. So talk about how your company, weathered the storm through those months, and how you're kind of dealing with the reopening and getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, so like a lot of times, like we've done Zoom calls just to stay in front of people that we know, and but we talk all the time. We have listings that we still use, and so like it's following up with the people. Our motto is to build strong relationships, and by building the right I had a stroke like 5 years ago, and so I have aphasia, so I get mixed up with the words every once in a while.
You're okay.
And but just by staying in front of people and following the listing and finding new people, it's a lot of work, but you can work from home. But it's a little better now. Now we can go to the office, a couple days a week, and get in front of the people that especially commercial wise, because it takes some time to build the relationships for longer leases and things like that. So, but we've done a really good job promoting it with our website. Like as I said, we get a lot of leads from our website, and then people call us, and then we respond very fast. Which is key.
A lot of like retailers, they've had to reinvent themselves. Whether you're in the apparel sector, or if you're a restaurateur, trying to figure out how they were going to survive through the pandemic. Whether it was doing curbside delivery, or doing more stuff on the internet and getting it delivered. And obviously, commercial real estate. Now, a lot of people know that they can work from home, where they can spend X amount of days at the office and X days at home, and so forth. The commercial real estate market is going to have to reinvent itself just like everybody else has. And how is your, from what you see just in the real estate side of things, how is that transformation and being flexible? It's kind of like doing a new game plan. You go into the first period and things aren't working, and the coach says, "Hey, we got to scrap this. We got to go. We got to, instead of dump and chase, we got to do something else." So, how has your firm kind of, use that flexibility to your advantage?
Well, we remember that we use the design of architects, because now they have to use more space for square feetness. Square feet.
Square footage.
But that makes a difference. But and a lot of companies that are smaller probably would think about working from home a little bit more. But for the bigger companies, they still want to be in front of people, and but just modify like the sizes that they have. Like I have an office by myself, and then you have other that have to stay together, and so like it just makes a difference. And then we have we've got all the precautions that we have. Every time you come in the office, you take the temperature and hand sanitized. So like it just makes a difference. But I think having the people that we know in commercial real estate with architects, and they know how to set the port place.
So you also actually are a brand marketer. You've got a cigar brand. Am I correct on that assumption too?
Yes, and so like I just started my own Guffaw cigar brand from the Dominican Republic, and so like I just started from my 425 goals in the NHL. I have 425 boxes of 10 for 140, which is, and they're limited edition, numbered, and special prize in them, but it's only one-time offer. And I've sold half of them already the last 2 months. So like if anybody wants to go to my guffawcigars.com website, there's a way that they can order online. And I always have them with my home. So like when I do golf tournaments and meet people, then it's easier for them to pick up. But they're really quality. I didn't want anything cheap. So we did a lot of work the last couple of years getting everything all set up. I went to the Dominican Republic 2 years ago with my son Jackson, who's now 22, and we learned how to make the cigars, roll the cigars, smoke them. And I've always was a big cigar smoker when I played golf, and so like that's why I got the eye from. And also I did the licensing agreement with Vivente Cigars. That way I don't have to worry about the tobacco laws, because I'm kind of protected that way, because it's just online that we have right now. And so I'm really happy about it. And I have 3 other kinds that I'm making right now, a mild, a medium, and Maduro, so people can choose what they want. And then I'll do boxes of 25, but that's coming up soon.
So you were a cigar smoker, but how did you come up with the idea, hey, I'm going to start my own brand? How did that all happen?
Well, I copied from Howie Mandel, the Canadian comedian. When he did his show in the 80s, I went to his show in Atlantic City all the time and was able to see his shows. And so like I said, hey, I need something a little different. When I score goals, I'm just going to go do Guffaw. So I copied off of him. So I talked with him a bunch of times. He didn't mind that I branded that. I have a trademark now. But it's kind of nice boxes of cigars. But again, I want something quality, so people want to have a good cigar and keep having them and refill the new boxes.
It's just like sports. Someone comes up with a new power play or a new setup and it's working, the other team is going to go. So I have no problem with taking someone else's idea or the way that they do things. I mean, look at retailers. They're all selling shirts or whatever. It's the same thing, but they find their own little niche, but a different way of doing things, or they find a way that someone's successful. They take it and they tweak it their own way. I mean, all the time. I learn something new every day. So, and I look at 50 different magazines a month, and I see something someone else is doing. I'm like, hey, that was a really good idea, but I think I would do it this way. But I still would keep that foundation and then apply it to myself. Just like sports, like I said, hey, the power play is working for this other team. We don't set up like that. We should do the same thing, and we might be that much more efficient, because power plays mean goals. Goals mean wins. W's on the board. So,
Yeah. So I'm just I have a meeting like tomorrow with Atlantic Cigars. So I'm just getting into all these things. So I'm learning every time I meet owners of other magazines that are successful. And so I just want to do things the right way. I don't want to I want to take my time and not rush into anything. Hopefully it takes off. Because I have a lot of charity golf that I do. So I can take cigars to charity events and, get my name out that way. But for me, it's just, I really love what I'm doing. Again, after my stroke 5 years ago, I couldn't talk for 3 months. I had to relearn with my brain how to talk, and I'm an ambassador now for Bancroft brain injury people the last 2 years in New Jersey and Philadelphia. So I'm just sort of very thankful that I'm still alive and not as bad as I could. But, I tell people that have strokes, and I have a golf tournament on September 25th for Bancroft. And I'm bringing a couple of guys that have had strokes before, and I'm having them be my foursome. So it's about giving back and helping the people that need the hope.
When you had the stroke, it just came upon yourself. You didn't know it was coming. You were in good health, and it just came. And is that what happened, or was it?
Well, what happened is that, like, after my career for the Flyers in the 2000s, like I found out that I had AFib. And so AFib is in your heart beats a little faster. And then I had an ablation, which you can Google on that. So like it took, I did a surgery to kind of help that. And then after a couple of years, the ablation probably wore off. And then so I'm in pretty good shape because I still skate twice a week on Wednesday and Friday mornings with a group of guys that I skate with, 2 goalies, 5-on-5, full equipment, and a couple of subs. And so I didn't notice that I was in AFib. And so 5 years ago, I was on vacation with my family in Annapolis and didn't feel well. And then I fell out of bed the second day in the middle of the night. I hit the side of the bed. I lost a couple teeth. All those years playing hockey, I never lost any teeth. But I couldn't talk. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. So thankfully, my family was there to be on the phone with me right away, because it's critical to get back fast. And and as I said, I'm just lucky. Like if I was by myself, I probably wouldn't be here anymore. But thankfully, my family was there, and just pretty scary at the start. And but as an athlete, you fight backs, and you find other ways to get better and keep at it, practice, be positive all the time. And I'm always smiling because I'm happy and having a good life. And
hey, you're still here. That's that, and you're still skating. So that's amazing.
Well, I can't. My right fingers don't work, but the goalies that I play with they're not that good, so I can still score and do guffaw. So
yeah, there you go.
That's all it cares. All I care about. Scoring again.
Listen, I've had both my ACLs done. I've broken all my fingers, ribs, and my wife calls me Captain Lego because they keep putting me back together again. And she's like, "Oh my God, how long are you going to play?" And I said, "You know what? Gordie Howe played till he was 63. So as long as I can go up and down the rink, or I can make it down up and down the field, I'm going to play as long as I can. My son says, "Dad, you're getting slow." I'm like, "Brody, I'm not 20 anymore. I'm 57, but I mean, I can still bring it. I can still let it rip." And, but I know about rehab because, even with stroke or ACL injuries, if you got to work hard to come back, you got to have a goal to make, to reach. And when you cross that line of getting better, hopefully to 100% or as close to it as you can, And age has a lot to do with it. When I blew my first ACL out, I was 39. When I blew the second one out, I was 50. When I did the one when I was 50, I told my wife after 6 months of rehab, I said, "Oh my God, my leg is not getting straight." And she's like, you're not 30 anymore. And I'm like, I've hit a wall. I can't get it. I'm not getting better. And, but you have those down days, and you just got to keep going. And just like if you have a blowout loss, you got to forget about it. Tomorrow's another day. During the end, there's 81 games, and you go through the season, and you come back the following night, and you try to put it together and put the W. I always tell people, look, winning pretty and winning ugly are the same thing. It's still a W on the board. So
that's right.
So I don't care how I get it. I don't want to cheat to get it, but as long as the W's there, I don't care if it's 16-0 or 5-4, it's still a W. And I'm going to take those all day long. And I don't mind taking the losses here and there because it builds character. I always tell people, look, you always learn from a loss, or if you don't make a sale, let's just wait another way that you learn that's not the way to do it. There's obviously an answer or a solution that you can get it done the following time. So, there's always a silver lining in things. I always look at the glass half full, not half empty. And, it's partly it's partly sunny, not partly cloudy. So how did you hook up with the Stroke Foundation? Did they find you or?
Yes, because I grew up in New Jersey and I've been here the last 41 years, so I know the people that are running it, and so I talked with them about being an ambassador for them, and I was able to do a deal with them last year. When everything happened, I had to wait for 2 months before they could renew my contract, but I go year by year. But I'm really happy that they are we have a golf tournament, we have a big gala, we have walks, I visited hospitals, I talk with people, and it makes a difference because the people that aren't as fortunate as me, I can still walk and I don't have a balance problem. But Bancroft.org, the neuro side that they have, they were able to help me with some of the exercises that I've been doing too. But I tell all the people that there's people that have strokes all the time. You have to be careful of your health, and you have to make sure that you give back and you give people hope and tell people to work hard, because it does make a difference. Getting better.
Yeah, I always say, hey, never quit, and give it your all and leave it all out on the ice or on the field. Don't leave it later when you go back, look in the mirror, and go, oh man, I wish I would have done that. You just got to go for it, and then let the buzzer beep, and then look at the board, and that's just the way it is, and move on.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to get in touch with you, whether it's for your foundation, for the Stroke Foundation, or about your cigar brand, or even looking at commercial real estate, if there's a brand out there, a restaurateur that's breaking into the New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tri-state, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so here are a couple websites that I have. One is wolfcre.com, and then the other one is bancroft.org. And I have my gaffawcigars.com, and I have my brianpropp.com website too. So if anybody wants to look at them, that's 4 different things that you have, but there's more. It's usually just one person, but I do a lot of different things, consulting with other people, but I've been here for the last 41 years. I'm very happy being here, and I probably won't ever leave.
And the Guffaw is Guffaw, correct?
Yes, means a hearty laughter, and so but now with the cigars, it takes some time, but I have other people, and it's just like you meet everybody else every day. You're meeting somebody new, and you find out something different.
When my client said he knew you, and so I was like, oh yeah, Brian Propp, Flyer. So I went online, and I'm looking at your stats. I'm like, ooh, 5'10", 195. That's about as big as I am. I just got weighed the other day. I'm 192. I'm still the same weight I was in prep school and college, and I was like, oh wow, and then I looked, I was looking through your bio and stuff, and so it's very exciting. To know that you played with Bobby Clark, and during the heyday, and hearing Marge, sing her song, when the fat lady sings and all that stuff, and
Kate Smith.
Kate Smith, yeah, Kate Smith. Thank you, Kate Smith. I got too many names in my head.
Yeah.
And so, Brian, thank you so much for finding the time for all you listeners out there on Commercial Construction and Coffee Talk, here's a gentleman, professional athlete, coming from a small town. Just goes to show that you can come from anything, work hard, made the NHL. He's come back from a stroke, gave it all. Now he's still skating and so forth. He's doing real estate, starting a new cigar brand. The sky's the limit. And, it's just exciting to see, the progression from, where you grew up, coming into the States, professional hockey, to your business career now. And I always put it into sports. You always look forward, never look back, because you can't change the scoreboard. And you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have wins, you're going to have losses. But as long as, like I said, you have the W on the board at the end of the day, doesn't matter. It's still a win. So you're a winner in my book any day of the week. And
thank you, David.
And we wish you luck with your golf tournament coming up in next week. And we want to hear back from you to see when your new brands come out, and if we can help you in any way to market them, we will. And all you cigar smokers out there, you want a cigar? Reach out to Brian, and let's hear one more guvop from you. Yeah. All right. If you want to reach out to me, I'm David C. at ccr-mag.com. And if you're not a subscriber, go to my website. Up on the toolbar, it says subscribe. Hit that button. We'll get you added to our mailing list. Love to hear if you have any cool projects that are going on and so forth. We love looking at everything. You never know what's going to end up on the web or in the magazine and ink. So send it to me. We look at everything. These episodes are on Spotify, Google, and Apple. You can find us on those podcasts, as well as we stream these on our social media. And if you want to be a guest or a sponsor, send me an email and we'll talk and see what we can do. So, Brian, you're in Jersey right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Brian Propp from New Jersey. I'm David Corson down in Atlanta, Georgia, in the South. And we really appreciate having the time. And everybody have a great rest of the week. Enjoy what's left of the summer. It's coming up. Fall season's going to come here. Hopefully some cool temperatures. Everybody, remember, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Keep your surroundings. We're going to make it through here. Hopefully the vaccine's going to come here soon, or therapeutic, and get rid of the stupid bug. The election will be over, and we're going to start the year off in 2021. It's going to be the best year ever. And for all you hockey fans out there, it's going to be a great Stanley Cup, it looks like. Sorry, but it's most likely going to be the Bolts and the Stars. So may the best team win. And hopefully it'll go 7 games and make it exciting. So with that said, Brian, thank you again so much. Hopefully I'll get to meet you here in person. And I'll bring my skates up, and I'll come to one of your shoot-arounds with your boys, and I'll lace them up, and I'll bring my Pio spirit, So thank you again. Say goodbye from New Jersey, Brian.
Goodbye, New Jersey guys. Good
All right,
call.
guys. We'll
Nice
see you
having
from.
you.
We will see you from. Atlanta, and we will talk to you next time. All right, Brian. We'll see you later.